What's up, crew? We're back on Maizy Farms, episode 4. I know it's been a little while since we've been on. I had to redo everything because there was an update on this map. So I've tried to get it as best as I could. They didn't have the same contracts available that we had before. So that's why we have a little bit more money than what we had previously, but we are in the same exact area that we would have been for our fields. They're in the same state as what they were. So this one is still doing the grass being planted, and then the rest of our fields are right where they were before previously. So we've got a lot to do in this episode. Last episode, we bought the cows, and we got the Angus cows. We got 10 of the 0 to 6 months and 10 of the 6 month olds. So we need to see about getting them food and bedding today. So that's going to be on the list of stuff to do. Also, in the last episode, what I had put out for you guys to vote on is what field we were going to purchase in this green area here. Now, the only comment that we got was field 17. So let's go ahead and take a look at field 17. It's going to cost, well, actually, before we look at cost, it's got sugar beet in it. And it's 6.3 acres, and it's $76,512. So, still a little bit out of our price range, but that will be the first field that we purchase, will be field 17. Of course, we have field 14 that we're going to be planting carrots in April when it becomes available. This field here, field 10, we're planting grass in right now. And then next month, field 11, I believe it's going to be next month. Let's see. Let's go to the crop calendar. We're in September. I want to plant wheat. So wheat, we can actually plant wheat this month. So when we get done planting the grass over here, we will plant wheat in this other field that's right next to it. So that's kind of where we're at there. Now for the greenhouses, we do have some pallets that have spawned out for them. So we've got a little bit of the spring onions, I believe that's cabbage, lettuce, tomatoes, strawberries, chili peppers, and mushrooms on this one. And I believe we only have one pallet over here of the enoki mushrooms. We still haven't got the other pallet yet for that, so that's something that we need to look at. But looking at our farm itself, so let's go ahead and go into build mode real quick so we can get a kind of a sky view of this. Now, I really like the way that this is set up, and I don't want to change it too much, but I currently have headers out here, out in the open. This shed is really awesome. Barn is really awesome. It's nice and big, but it's very difficult to get stuff in and out of it and make it fit properly. So we're probably going to get rid of this one and put something else there. This one may get changed out as well. We got rid of the truck, so we do have this available to put something in as well. And even though this is the temporary or the base game storage pallet storage, I'm thinking about changing that as well. So if we look at it, let's see, it's going to be under silos, I think. Yeah, it's right there. It holds 250 pieces, and it's a fairly large building. What I would like to do, well, actually it's going to be this one because this is the one that came with the map. It holds 500 pieces. So what I would thinking about doing is taking it out and putting something that's not going to take as much space, and it holds 50 more pieces, which is this item here, which we can see it is about the same height this way, but it'll take up way less space going this direction. And I think once we take that out, I should be able to get this fit in to this little area right here and open up that space a little bit for that. And it just kind of makes sense to have that there open on this end because it goes right towards the cow barn as well. So this costs $10,000, where this one over here costs $49,000. So let's go ahead and check to see if we can even get that as an option. So let's sell that. Let's gave us $24,000, so it's going to pay for this one completely. And it collides with another object, probably a tree, is what I'm going to guess. So we'll have to take that tree out potentially, unless I put it in there like this. Which I kind of want it this way. Well, right now, let's go ahead and put it in here this way for now. So we got that taken care of and traded out and changed. So now we can bring in the stuff here, and then we pick it up over here. So yeah, I think that's going to be good. As for this barn, so we can get stuff in on this side and get it in. Might be able to get some smaller stuff here. The thing is, in order to move those headers, well, no, I know what I can do. So let's start off with moving those headers, because I want to get them put up and out of the way. So let's go ahead and jump in this Maizy, disconnect the water. We're going to head up to the store and we're going to purchase a header item that lets us move headers using a tractor. So it's kind of a platform support. So we're going to head up to the store and see about getting that. And by the time we get back, hopefully this guy here should be done with the field. It looks like maybe 2 more passes around, maybe, when he gets done with that row there. Yeah, I think it's going to be 2 more passes for him before we can move him to the next one. We're going to need to think about a trailer to be able to get bells back to the farm as well, to feed the cows and whatnot. We're also going to need a mixer trailer to mix the bells. Oh, we still have some seed over here that I forgot about, but let's run into the store real quick and get this platform support to move headers. And I believe it's going to be under miscellaneous all the way down here at the bottom. Nope. Okay, miscellaneous here. Yep, there it is. So the platform support, it's $1,000, and it's going to allow us to move headers using our tractor. So let's go ahead and change the color to it. We're going to go with New Holland Blue. Yep. And so it's $1,100 total. Let's go ahead and buy that. And let's get connected to it. Oh, it's going to be on the other side that I need to connect to it. Comes in backwards, I forgot. Unlike the other items, like a weight or whatnot. So there we go, we're connected there. I'm probably, now that I'm thinking about it, using this tractor, going to need a weight on the back. Because I know the headers are a little heavier, but we'll check and we'll see what we can do with that. Get back up here and start trying to organize this stuff a little bit. Last thing I want is all of my equipment out with the weather. We had the hailstorm or rainstorm in the last episode right at the beginning, and I just don't want the equipment out in the rain, so we're gonna try and get those in a shed of some sort today. That way we don't have to worry about that anymore. Of course, like I said, it's like rush hour. When traffic comes through here, it seems to come in groups. But there's an opening right here, so we'll get in from here. I think I'll try and connect to the corn header first because it's folded. And we'll see what we can do with that to get it in there. Because it is definitely the smallest. So let's lower that down. Connect to it. Can I lift it? Nope. And I'm dragging it. So yeah, I'm going to need a weight for that. Okay. Well, my weight is on the tractor with the cedar. So I guess it's time that we go back down to the store and we get another weight. Or I wonder, can I make it work with this item and have it counterbalance it and act as a weight? Because it's full. Let's try it. Being creative without having to spend money. Then again, it could completely backfire and not work at all still. But we'll try it. Counteract it. Let's go back up to it and connect. Oh. Okay, yeah, that's working. Perfect. Okay, now the question is, can I can't fit through that. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Because that doorway is just too small. So, let's see about going in through the front if I can get through to that little area in the back. No, I won't be able to do that either. See, I like the barn, I like the way it looks, but it's just not practical for me to get in here with machinery, because I'm not going to fit through that. So let's try another area real quick. Kind of in the same boat with this over here, because I don't think we can fit through that either. Yeah, we're not going to fit through those doors either. We do have that in there. See, we've got all this space over here on the sides that we could use to put stuff in there, but if I can't access it, then it's not as useful. Alright. So the cedar was in that first spot there. And then we just kind of been putting this stuff here in this area. A little too close. Let's go ahead and drop that down right there for right now. Disconnect from that. We're just gonna have to figure some things out for where we want to put that stuff. Now, a new barn is going to cost a little bit more money than what we currently have available to spend, because we're going to be spending quite a bit of money on getting food and stuff for the cows. But let's just go ahead and take a look and see. Go back to construction mode. If we were to sell this, how much would we get out of it? 42,000. If we were to sell this one, 37,000. So 70,000 to get rid of those two barns. Let's see. And the barns that we have available to us. See, we could do something like this that has got a big open area in the front. That could be a possibility. It matches our sheep barn there. Looks like a little bit more modern, newer item. Let's see, we also have this one here. Has a big open area. Looks like there's a door there, and I think that's the only place that there's a door. That's a big open area. But we could also get another one of these. That's 10,000. Same exact thing as what we have here already. Just kind of butt it up to that and add to it. That's probably going to be the cheapest option to do, is to do that. If we could get it lined up there, we could do that. That is an option. It's the cheapest option. It gives us another extra set of space, and it doesn't move the area too much. See, that's 160. It's got 2 garage doors, and I don't know if that's going to be big enough either. See, that's 95, which it's got the big area there. And it's got some storage in that, so that might actually fit in that area. Provide us with a little bit more space. So that's a possibility. It's 95,000. I don't know. We'll have to take a look at it and figure it out. Let's see. Where's this guy at? Finishing up his last header right now. Looks like he's just got to go around this way. Okay, well, while we're doing that, let's figure out, is there any contracts that we can do? Well, we do have a fertilizer. Field 16 needs fertilized. That's one of the smaller fields. 26 needs fertilized. Field 5 needs fertilized. It's 14,000. Might do that one. Let's see. Harvesting. Is there any that we can use our harvester with? Or are they all vegetables and root crops? Oh, there's one. Field 32. It's 11,000. We also have a plow, so we technically could plow. Field 3 is 25,000. It is a 20-acre lot. Stone picking on field 4, that's 52,000. So we just did a bunch of plowing on our stuff. So let's see if we can't. What's that cultivating job? I know we don't have a cultivator, but we can always borrow the equipment. Field 18. It's only 6.57. 6,000. I don't know. I think I'm going to do this fertilizing one. We'll accept the contract. We'll take the fertilizer out. We'll take the Maizy out, because that's going to give us all the equipment that we already currently have, basically. We'll set an AI worker on that and get that going. Oh, crap. I borrowed the equipment. Like a dummy. Oh, well. Since I borrowed it, might as well use it, right? So, let's get this up to the farm and get fertilizer in it. And then we'll get out over to that field. So how's everybody been doing? It's been a really crazy week. I know month. It's been 3 weeks since I've recorded any footage. I did a couple live streams the last 2 nights, just doing some boring things in Minecraft on a medieval realm that I'm host. Just kind of getting back in the swing of things, getting back into doing something. I'm actually thinking, now that I've got my mic situation fixed, I'm actually thinking about changing this from Wednesday's playtime to be a live stream on like Saturdays or Sundays. Like do a Sunday morning live stream and stream for a couple hours, versus recording an episode every week. Turn this into a live stream series. So comment down below if you think that would be something that you'd be interested in, and if you would want to watch that versus the long form content on Wednesday nights. So that is a possibility of something that I may be doing, is turning this into a live stream series. Farm Rescue will be returning. I've had so many issues over the last couple weeks, getting stuff recorded, having equipment issues with work. There's just been all kinds of factors that have played into it. So it will be returning. It'll probably have one episode this week on Thursday, and then we'll be back to 2 episodes next week for the Farm Rescue series. Is I think the plan that I got for that. Let's see, filled 5. So I think filled 5 is going to be over there. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be right over here. So should be able to get out and go on this road over to it that way. So let's head over there and get that going. Oh, don't go over the crop. Should be a road right here. Yeah. So yeah, Farm Rescue will come back 2 episodes. Mod Spotlight Monday. The series wasn't getting very many views or much interaction, so we're no longer going to be doing Mod Spotlight Monday. Probably going to look into changing that into something else. Not 100% sure what yet. Oh, I need to go over the bridge. So our current schedule is going to be Tuesday, Thursday is going to be Farm Rescue. Friday is going to be Minecraft. And then Wednesday will either be this series, continuing on the long form play, or it may change to, it could even be on a Wednesday, maybe a Wednesday live stream, Wednesday evening, or a Saturday or Sunday live stream. So this is the field. So let's get over here, set up GPS for the AI worker. Yep, that all looks good, and send him off. Okay, now looking at this, everything looks good there. So let's, oh, I didn't mean to unload that. Let's load that back in. If I can. Alright, and we're going to change that to wheat. Let's go ahead and fold that up to get through here a little bit quicker. Now we do need to roll this field and put on a second layer of fertilizer as well. So, might do that. After we get this other field planted, because we're going to have to do the same thing there. So there's no sense in renting the tools twice since we don't have a roller. Just makes more sense to do it all at once. So, yep, that works. And set him off. So he's going to start planting wheat. This guy's going over here. Alright, so food for the cows. So we're going to need straw for the bedding, but we can also use straw for the TMR mix to pad that out a little bit. Probably going to use liftable bells just because I don't have the money to get the food and a bell fork and a front loader set up at this point right now, and we need to get that stuff there. So let's see. That's 750, 3.5 meters. Well, let's look and see how much it's going to cost for the TMR mixer, because that's going to be important to know as well. We can get a small one for 38,000. Get a slightly bigger one. How much does that hold? 24,000. That's 55. Which we don't even have enough for that. But how much would it be to rent it? Oh, it's only 2,805 to lease it. Now we could do that and do straw bells in it only, and that will get us the bedding for it. Let's go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and get some bells. I wish in a way that we could have a forklift up at the dealership that would be like the dealership forklift that we could use. When I get some extra money, we might look into doing something like that. So let's go ahead and get 2 of these. I don't know how much that cow barn holds, but if we have any left, we can use it for the TMR mix. So let's get up there and get that in there. That way we can get the cows a little bit more comfy for their stay. So let's see, we talked about your guys' voting opportunity for, just in general, we're going to have like 2 votes on this one, because voting if I should do live stream or not is not really progressing the series any. So we have to come up with another option for you guys to vote on for the series. So we got to figure out what's going to be the best way to make money to be able to buy the fields, because ultimately we are trying to take over this entire map, whether that be through productions or just regular field work. We are going to be doing beef cattle, so we potentially could make some money off of that. So let's get connected to this. And turn that off. And let's see if we can get this in here. Nope, that didn't work. Let's try picking it up from the bottom. Jump up on the bell. That one worked. But in order to put this one in there, we're gonna have to get creative. There we go, we jumped. Drop that in there. Alright, so, we also need to figure out what side this is going to drop from. And in order for me to figure that out, I'm going to need to put on the help window, because I'm not 100% sure which side this comes on, because I've never used this trailer before. So, let's go here, settings, general, help window on. So currently is on tip side left. We can do tip side right, right or left. So we'll go left. That way we can just pull straight in. And see about getting them some bedding. In the cow barn for them. So it took all of that. Let's run over here and see how much space it has for... Oh, wrong spot. Alright, so straw, that barely put any dent in it whatsoever, so that's fine. But it's in a decent spot. It's got 14,000 liters. So now we're looking at food. Currently they have meadow grass that they're munching on. But since we have the forage wagon, we might as well go ahead and get some silage in there. So let's do... See, that was 7. So we could probably get away with one of these. And then that's 6. That's grass. Let's look for hay. That's 7.3. That's 6, so we'll go with that one. Get one of those. And then we will do another straw one. Alright, so now we just got to get this back up there and get those in there. And get that mixing and try and get some TMR in there. I don't know if this one requires us to use mineral feed or not. If it does, then I'll get some mineral feed. But we're running low on our cash already. We're down to 14,000. But our cows should be taken care of for a few days anyways. Once we start getting our stuff planted and going, we won't be buying the food anymore. We'll be doing it ourselves. So that'll save us quite a bit of money there. It's just we gotta wait for the season for that to happen. So let's get up here, get this put in, and get that going. Once we get up to the shop, we'll check and see how our contract is. It looks like it's about 89% done, so we'll be able to collect on that. So I think what we'll do is we'll put in the silage first and see how that affects. So silage is there. Let's go ahead and grab the hay. Oh, drop that back up a little bit more. That way we can get a little bit more height on that. Drop that in. So right now it's about a 50-50 mix. We do have 12,000 liters of TMR in there. Is this going to be too much? Ooh, that barely. Let's see. We have 2,000 liters left in that, but it was almost the point where it was going to go over. So we'll have to stop that. That's what, 16,000? So TMR, that'll work. And then we can come back and put that straw back in for the bedding for the little bit that's left. Can we get in behind this train of traffic? We can. Since they don't stop, I guess I don't need to stop. Guess that's just a rule here in Maizy Farms. Disobey the traffic signals. Like I said, every time I see traffic in this map, it's like a group. And they're always following a school bus when it's a group like this. So, I don't know if it's angry parents trying to stop the bus driver or what, but it always seems to be followed by, well, led by a bus and then followed by everybody else. Alright, let's get some food in here, and I bet you they're going to start running up here as soon as we get this put in. Yeah, look at them get up and start jumping, and they're getting to be happy. So there's some TMR. Let's see how much that works. So food still low, but decent amount in there to start off with for now. 16,000. It still can hold a lot more. Alright, cool. So that objective was completed of getting the cows taken care of. Make sure they have food, make sure they have a little bit of bedding, We'll get more as it goes. But, yeah, see, it's led by a school bus. And the one coming back is being led by a school bus. And another school bus. Maybe it's just school buses are slower. That could be a possibility too. I don't know. Oh, that contract was done. So let's pull over here real quick. And turn that off. Let's go over here. He's getting ready to almost start on the headlands for the wheat field. Okay, so there's still a bunch of fertilizer in here. So before I return this, since I paid for that fertilizer, we're going to take that back up to our place and drop it off. Because that's our fertilizer. And I don't feel like spending the money on more fertilizer before we return it and collect on that money. Well, I could do... Looking at contracts, there are 2 other fertilizing contracts that I could do and utilize that and not have to pay for the equipment. But I have my own equipment, so I think what we'll do is we'll probably maybe still do those fields, just using our own equipment versus this. Maybe. I don't know. This one does have a work width of 42, and I think ours only has a work width of half that, or not even half that. I think it's like 22, 23, 24, something like that. It may be less. So this one is definitely a bigger fertilizer. No cars coming. But we also have our little fertilizer spreader that does 42 that we use for fertilizing. We just basically use the other one for lime. So, which this particular fertilizer doesn't do lime. So, get this up over here. I guess I could have hired an AI worker to drive that up to the shop for us. I don't know. We'll figure that out in a second. Let's see. Where should I unload this where it's going to be out of the way? Maybe right here. Man, that's a lot of fertilizer. So, let's go over here. That's completed. We're going to get $13,904. So that's done. And these should be liftable. So we can just run them straight back and put them in there. Well, actually, while we're doing that, let's go ahead and put him back out on the road. We'll hire an AI worker. Go back over here while we do that. Create jump. Set destination. Let's see, the store is right here. Alright, so he's off, he's going. Let's get back over here and finish putting these in the shed. Just getting it organized a little bit, getting them out of the way. That way they're not out in the yard. They're protected from weather for now. Oh, caught the pole. Because it is getting kind of late. It's already 6:07 here on the farm for today. Oh, laggy. Alright, so all those are put up. Cows are taken care of. We have this guy working there. Where are you going? Right into a tree. You're fired. I don't understand. Why didn't you just take the road and come in here? I don't know. AI workers are definitely a unique group of people. So let's go ahead and grab this. We need to back up a little bit so we're back here. Get that up here. Oh, I don't even got to jump that time. Get that in there. I know it's only 2,000 liters, but it's what we have left, and it'll be good for the bedding. So it'll almost even out the bedding and the amount of food that we put in there to be about the same. So how are we doing on time? We're at right around 54, 52 minutes. So we've got about 8 minutes left. Still got to think about what you guys are going to vote on other than the live stream. So we already know what our next build's going to get. We got to figure out a plan to make money. Let me think about it for a few moments, and we'll see what we can come up with. Alright, that is done. Let's go ahead and go to vehicles. Let's go ahead and return that. That way it's not costing us anything more. And as we can see here, we now have 16,000 straw and 16,000 food. So they're right about the same. Plus we still have the 23,000 of the meadow grass. So the animals should be taken care of for right now. So let's get this over here. Let's park this guy right. Oh, I didn't check. Do they need water? Oh, there's no manure heap. So we need to figure out where we can put a manure heap. Doesn't look like it says that they need water, but does need a manure heap. Okay. So let's go back to build mode real quick. And let's see, where can we put a manure heap on this? Let's see. Those under... Let's see. I know on 22 they always said for us to use the manure heap extension. So let's see. So it's going to automatically go at a 45 on that. Let's go... Let's take snapping off. Same thing still. Okay. So no matter what, it's going to be at that 45 type thing. This is raised, so that's not going to work. That is... This looks like it's kind of the best place for it, if I'm being honest. Maybe right up here by the entrance. It's going to be 26,000 to put that there. And that area is not level. So I probably should level that area out first, because I don't want it to raise it to where it looks all awkward. I don't know. This is what we're going to do. Let's go here. Let's save the game. Taking a rule out of Mr. Silly P's rulebook. We're going to save the game before we put this in and see what it does. And then if it does something that we don't like, we can always reload the game. So 26,173. Yeah, see? That lowered that. So that's definitely not something that I want done. So we need to make that flat to put that in. So we quit game. You really want to quit? Yes, I don't want to save it. And we'll reload that back in. But now we know that that's what will happen. But that seems to be the only logical place that we can put it. So we're going to have to figure that out. Because that, like I said, that seems to be the only logical place that we can put it in at is over here in this spot. And since it won't go up and down this way, well, let's check the regular manure heap. See what it does. Is it going to be the same thing? Yeah, kinda. But we'll have to level this out a little bit in order to get that there. If I wanted to take this stuff out that I just put in, we could put it over here. But we do need to figure out a spot for that. Well, we'll figure it out. That'll be the next episode. We'll think about what we can do with that and get that in. As for voting for you guys, let's see, what are the productions? So we own these. What's available on the map? We have the bakery. We have the canning factory, the carpentry, the cereal factory, the cooper, dairy, grain, oil mill, paper factory, sawmill, spinnery, tailor shop. So tailor shop and spinnery, I would say if we would have done sheep, that would have been a good option, but we didn't do sheep. We did beef stock instead. So that is not probably a production that we need to do yet. We'll probably do those after we do the sheep. As for sawmill, we could do a sawmill. We don't own any woodland area yet, so but that would be kind of difficult to do, to be honest, to get the wood for it. Paper factory requires wood. Oil mill, we could do that straight out of crops and crops that we plant. We could do canola, oil, or olive oil, rice, and sunflower, so we could definitely do that one. Grain mill, we're already going to be doing the wheat for straw, so we could definitely do the grain mill. Dairy, we don't have any dairy animals at this point, so that one is kind of not suited for us. That requires wood. Cereal factory, chocolate and honey. We don't have any bees, but we could set some bees down. Chocolate you get from the dairy factory. Carpentry again is wood. Canning is we could probably do some of that with our greenhouses. Maybe not. Bakery we could do as well. So if we were to do a production, should we do the bakery, or should we do the grain mill or oil mill? So that's the vote for you guys. Oil mill, grain mill, or bakery. Let's see, the bakery is going to cost $150. The grain mill, $288. And the oil mill, $240. So the grain mill or the bakery is by far the cheapest, and all we need is flour for that. And we can get flour by getting our wheat and utilizing our wheat and turning our wheat into flour. So think of what we can do: either the bakery, the dairy, or the bakery, the grain mill, or the oil mill. In order to get the flour, we'll have to have the grain mill in order to use the bakery. But we could always purchase some, or we could at least get it going. Maybe buy a smaller grain mill for the the farm itself, just to get it going a little bit, because they do have the smaller productions. Let's see, if we go down to factories, there is the dairy, grape. So there's the big grain mill, but we also have these little ones down here that are 36,000 that we could do. Right there, grain mill, just to get started. We could also look at some mods and see if there's any mods available to get some smaller ones as well for that. But yeah, so vote on which one we are going to do as our production. And I think that's going to do it for this episode. We're just over an hour. So if you enjoyed the content, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.